No, yeah, you can go talk to Lady Alon. You find her in the base of the tower.
All right, so same thing. Just plop it on the table.
Yeah, she's like,
Uh,
get that off the
uh,
table. It's making a mess.
well, can you do anything with it? I'll hold it up.
So she's like, did one of your allies get turned to stone?
No, but uh, other people did. I don't want to save them, but maybe we could make something out of this.
She says, well, there looks to be enough blood that, let me see. Yes, I think I could make a single dosage of a potion that would return someone to flesh who'd been turned to stone.
All right, maybe you and I could make some money out of this.
You wish to sell these?
Well, why not?
No, you sell her the head, and then she can sell the potion, right?
Yeah. So she says, I'm not normally in the business of selling my
Well, I
healing
could.
abilities. I normally simply give them out of charity to those who need them.
Well, I could sell it, and then give you some contributions to the cause or whatever you do here.
I went to Lady Alan for the purpose of learning my thing, right? She's the cleric.
Yep.
I'm kind of there and been like, looking at all this. Being like, if she makes the potion, we can carry it and use it on any traveller that is weary and requires healing of petrification.
Yes, and they could also pay for it. Just a thought.
Okay, well, if I'm going to make this potion for you, I'm going to need 10 gold to get the raw materials.
Okay. I just plop 10 gold on the table.
Leave the head. I'll do it tomorrow.
Could you spare the eyes? I'd like to have them.
I won't need the eyes for the potion. You may remove them if you wish.
All right. And I just take out like a knife and do it right there.
Use your thumbs.
I'm not a savage.
Oh, whoa. Pardon me.
Yeah, so you cut the strange blue eyes from the creature.
Gotta make a necklace out of these.
I have some teeth if you're interested.
Oh. Basilisk teeth?
No, bear and dog.
Well, those are my friends. Why? No.
So
No,
as you're
thank you.
cutting the eyes out, Lady Alan says to you, you were looking for someone. Did you find them?
Were we? Oh yes, Big Nose. No, he's dead in a cave.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, he was supposed to pay us.
And of course, every death is a sad event.
Well, yes.
What is
That's
death
very, very sad that you didn't get your money.
Yeah, cried a bit. All right, I'm gonna be leaving now. Have fun.
Yeah, she sort of gives you a nod as you leave. So yeah, you guys basically train up, and then nightfall eventually comes, and you make your way to the farmhouse where Lyra and her husband live.
Okay, as they approach the house, like Cecilia is whistling so that the people inside the house don't feel threatened by our approach.
I sneak up to the house. Let me try.
I stomp up to the door and knock.
It's part of the training.
What part of the house do you sneak up to them?
From the side, I guess, to the side of the house. And then from there, I would slowly go to the front, hugging the wall. I presume that would be the best sneaking strategy.
Okay, yeah, you're over on the side of the house. Everyone else, I presume, meets at the front door.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're met by a man who introduces himself as Ricard. His clothing he looks like a farmer, and he's covered in mud. Looks like he just got back in from the fields as light is now gone. And he invites you in as if he seemed to be expecting someone. And he doesn't say much to you. He just, goes and sort of off and does his own thing. Lyra has prepared like a little bit of food if you guys are hungry, and there's like a pitcher of water with like a bunch of glasses on the table.
Cecilia politely helps herself.
I take some food, but say to Lyra that I only drink water and not drink any of the water.
Yeah, she looks at you quizzically.
He means ale.
Ah,
Beric is just stuffing his face.
yeah. So she says to you, Radek should be here shortly. He wanted me to wait until he arrived.
Is to the side of the house, is there like windows?
Yeah, there's a window.
I'm gonna try listening in from there.
You're just listening to the sounds of it's good meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can hear the sounds of people eating and drinking. And after a few minutes, Radek shows up. And you guys see him, he's like not dressed in his monk robes or whatever, but he actually just looks like a normal, like you don't even really recognize him. He just looks like a normal person, just wearing like, pants and a shirt.
Cecilia stands up to, greet him.
Yeah, he smiles warmly, and as he enters, he says, "Sorry, I'm late. We should begin. I called you all here because Lord Elon asked me on your behalf to look into the Bloodsworn. He wanted me to see if I could find where their hideout is, and to that end, I asked Lyra here if she would be able to follow them, as she has druidic abilities that go beyond my own ability to track and remain hidden." And then Lyra sort of like chimes up and says, "Yes, I've been helping Radek keep tabs on the Bloodsworn for the past several days. Mostly turning into small creatures in order to keep an eye on them without being seen."
Rats. Trick.
Yes. And I've followed them, leaving Bronzegate into both the Kingswood and up to Haystack Hall. When they go into the Kingswood, they seemed most often to be heading towards and I presume attacking, although I never got very close to see a goblin encampment that's deep into the woods. But not all of them. I've also tracked small groups of the Bloodsworn that descended upon a small hut that was deep in the woods and surrounded by a terribly diseased forest bog, essentially a swamp in the middle of the forest that had many sort of twisted bits of nature within it. I felt very uneasy in this part of the forest, and I did not stay there long to see what they were doing. Haystack Hall, when they head there, I seem to lose track of them before they enter the city, but sneaking around the city itself as a little spider, I managed to encounter some of them in the largest hall, sort of a central mansion of the town. Around this time, two kids actually come like running through the farmhouse, and she introduces you all to Tom and Jane, her son and daughter, ages 13 and 6.
They've been
And then
baptized in the way of a faith yet.
she says that they observe all of the appropriate rituals at the appropriate times, and then she, names some like thing that's coming up and asks Tom if he's excited for it, and he tells his mom to not embarrass her, and they like run off.
Okay, you are not of my faith. I understand.
There's no sea nearby, so you just have to piss on them.
Tinnen, you don't need to roll perception to hear this. Nobody's trying to like hide their voices, and you're right outside the window.
But everyone knows he's there, right?
Everybody roll perception if you want to know where Tinnen is.
It's not that hard to find me, so I hope you roll. Yeah, see?
Yeah, you all. Yeah, he rolled a 10, so you can all hear him like breathing outside the window.
Like fog. Like
Tinnen, there's food inside. Come in, you foolish child.
I am practice. I'm training. But yeah.
Yeah, this is really good, Tinnen.
Walk in and take some of the cookies. I don't know even if they are left, since the two men in the barracks seem to have hoarded all of them.
I open the window for you and lift you up inside.
Yeah, so you scoop the little child's body in through the window. He's like, "But I was training."
Hello.
There. Here, have. Well, there appears to be nothing left, but
It's fine.
There's some water here. Here,
Yeah,
drink.
that's enough. Thank you. God.
So around this time, Radek says to the group, Lady Amon mentioned that the friend of yours you were looking for was killed.
Yes, that's what we
Sadly.
presume, yes.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, he was going to pay us.
Well, I am curious, now that you know more about where the Bloodsworn goes, what do you intend on doing about it?
We have some leads in Haystack. I forgot even. Yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
the central mansion
yeah.
where Lyra tracked them to, right?
So that's where we're heading after this. But after that, I have no idea.
Do you intend on confronting them? I must warn you, they are a dangerous bunch.
It is true they are a dangerous bunch, and we don't know yet. We hope that we don't need to encounter them. But
Maybe we can pretend to infiltrate them from the inside and take them down from the inside.
There you go. That's an idea.
It might look like we're working for them for a very small amount of time, though.
We have to take it if we find a good lead.
Be careful. Their kind, their dealings are dark.
Well,
Yes.
if they're attacking, goblin camps and huts that live in the middle of a diseased bog or something, they probably, they're doing some good, sounds like.
There is always a front that they have to put up. Even if it's tiny, small. They have to look like they are kind of good people.
Hang on. Are you saying
Yes.
that you're actually big?
I mean, maybe on the inside? Like my heart and all that, all the emotion. I don't know. Maybe. Is there anything else you want to talk to us about?
No, I just wish to bring you that information that Lord Alon asked me to gather on your behalf. And due to the sensitive nature, I figured discretion would be best.
Thank you.
Yes, that was very wise.
Yes.
We
And we will
appreciate
use the information well.
Yes, he stays and eats, and eventually Ricard returns like cleaned up with the kids, and they sit down and eat some food as well.
When it seems like, all the eating and discussion is out of the way, then Cecilia will, politely confront Roderick about to teach her more in the ways of the monk.
Yeah, and he's happy to help train you guys. I guess the question is, do you stay in Bronze Gate for the 3-4 days it takes you to complete all your training?
I would
Or
like
do you
to.
move on to Haystack Hall immediately?
We stay, and then when we're done, we move on.
Yeah, stay in Bronze Gate.
He didn't ask us to get there as soon as possible, did he?
No. Just when we're done, go there.
Yeah, he didn't seem to give you a deadline.
As in the guy that blood magic does to do his will.
Yeah, no, he just said to go there after Bronze Gate.
I mean, in any case, we will see after the first day if anything happened.
Yeah, none of your brains explode.
Hooray.
So that's a plus.
And you guys can all level up to level 3.
Yay!
Yes.
Level 3 is really where you get the core of your class.
Yeah, I get to choose a monastic tradition.
I become an assassin. Yeah. Kill people better than I'm already have.
I just get 2 second level spells.
Nice.
I'm
Also,
one first.
Tinin, assassinate feature could be a little bit better in this as well, because of that house rule where if you can catch somebody completely unguarded, so like if they're sleeping or something and you're able to attack them, you deal damage directly to their constitution part of their hit point pool.
Let me type it down. So if they are
it's in the house rule section.
Okay.
It's basically for the instance where, like, if you take like a level 10 fighter who has 100 hit points and he wakes up with a dagger at his throat from like a level 6 rogue or something, you could be like, well, I have 100 hit points and that's a dagger. There's no way you can kill me with it. But if you have a fucking knife to your throat, I don't care how many hit points you have, you're fucked. So if you get stabbed in that sort of situation where you have no ability to defend, the damage starts at your constitution, part of your hit point pool. So if you land assassinate on somebody with that, they are dead, essentially, no matter how many hit points they may have total. So even if they have 20 con, you're probably going to do at least 30 damage and they'll be dead.
Plus crit, since they are surprised, or without that then?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is if
Okay,
you get
yeah,
all
yeah,
of those
yeah.
things and you get it on somebody who's totally helpless, they are completely fucked.
Okay. I'm typing it down.
But it's in the house rule section on Rule 20.
Yeah, but I want to have, like, to be clear what the assassin is, just in case I have it on my sheet.
Make sure you guys tick off the money you spend on food for the 3 days in town. Or you could just eat 3 trail rations if you wish.
Do you want me to
Have
roll
enough.
a lot of sleight of hand? Find my roll?
Are you going to be pickpocketing people?
I will try and see how that got me.
Yeah, go for it. First, make a perception check to see if you can spot anybody that you think would be a good mark. Yeah, so you spot throughout the day, you do see like at least half a dozen people that you think would make potential solid targets. How many of them are you going to actually try to pickpocket?
5. I will
Okay.
go with 3 first, and then see how it go, and then continue on the last 2.
All right, make 3 sleight of hands.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so the first one goes flawless. You manage to get 10 silver. And then the next time you go to do it, you get caught. And the guy basically like shouts for a guard, and like one of the Bloodsworn comes over and like recognizes you and basically lets you off with a warning. And he's like sort of like slaps you or whatever and like admonishes you as a child and basically like, you know, no harm, no foul, because you didn't get any money from the guy. It's like, if I get you again, I'm throwing you in the, you know, in the brig. And then you immediately go back to pickpocketing right again, and the exact same thing happens. You get caught again, and the same guard is like, "What in the? You gotta be fucking kidding me!" And he just grabs you by the scruff of your neck and tosses you into a cell in the main stone building. You are currently in jail.
Yay.
So on the 3rd day, you guys like go to leave. You go to meet up at the agreed meeting point that morning, and Tynan is nowhere to be found.
Wow, he's doing a much better job at hiding today.
I'm sad that the fucking teacher even saved me, but yeah. I'm staying there.
Okay, shall we ask around to see where he might be?
I mean, how many days has it been? Is this just like our 2nd day in town or something?
This is like when you guys were going to leave town. So this is after like 3 days. Everybody's trained,
Hmm.
and
just,
like that night, Tynan went out pickpocketing. Like the night before you guys were going to leave, got thrown into the brig that evening. Spent the night in jail. Now it's the morning. You guys are going to leave. but when you go to leave in the meetup spot, you're at the cart, everybody's there except for Tinnen. You wait 15 minutes, he's still not there. You wait another 15 minutes, he's still not there. An hour later, you're like, okay, he ain't showing.
Well, then, I think he's finally left us. Let's move on. Or no?
Sorry.
We should ask around, find out what we know. If anyone else knows what happened to him. There aren't too many people in town that are children, other than actual children.
Right, I just walk up to the closest guard and say, hello, have you seen my short friend?
Make an investigation check. Yeah, so Barrick, you start asking around, and the first few people you talk to haven't seen anybody by that description. Like the people in the area around the cart where you're at, like no one you talk to there has heard of anybody. You return to the cart with no information on where he might be.
Well, no one's seen him. I guess he's doing a great job.
Yeah, so Barrick literally like walks up to three people in the area. He's like, "Have you seen this kid? You seen this kid?" He comes back. Yep, no one's seen him.
Maybe I will investigate also.
Yeah, so man, and you're not like a trained investigator or anything, but you can deduce that maybe the three nearest people to the cart won't randomly have the best odds of finding your friend. So you start like digging a little deeper, and eventually you one of the places that you end up going, because it's possible that he got arrested, is one of the guards points you to the main central stone building, and you do find like an area that one of the rooms that the Bloodsworn stay in basically has been like subdivided into a bunch of small cells that they use to keep like local town criminals, and in one of them is sitting Mr. Greenbottle.
I don't think I have my daggers and all that, right? Or do I? In the cell?
Not in the cell with you.
Okay.
It's sitting in a chest on the other side of the room.
I'm playing with rocks.
Well, you really got your foot stuck in it this time, didn't you?
I mean, it could be worse. I could have been dead.
Would that be worse?
Yeah? Which is the point? Why it's not that bad?
Is there a fee that we have to pay to get this child out of here?
Yeah, he was caught pickpocketing. 5 gold pieces all to cover it.
Excellent. Then I pay the man and, look at Tinnen with a now you owe me 10 gold pieces because you already owed me 5 gold pieces face.
I paid you already.
You paid me 5 out of the previous 10 you owed me.
Yeah?
And now you owe him 5 more.
Yeah.
That's a total of 10.
Oh. I thought I already paid the previous 5. That's why I only owe you 5.
Oh, by the way, I go and pick up the potion if that's ready.
Yeah.
Good.
You can add a flesh to stone, or rather stone to flesh potion, but just like put in parentheses, basilisk only.
I believe last session you gave me 5 out of the 10 you owed me, which made it go down to 5.
Cool.
Now I've paid 5 for you now, making it back up to 10.
Sure. I don't remember, but yeah, sure. We earn gold easy enough.
Okay.
Speaking of money, how much does a meal cost? I mean, if we've been eating in the tavern every day
It's like 1 silver for
per
each
day.
meal, so it's like 3
Okay.
silver a day.
Okay.
Before we actually go anywhere else, I buy more ration for myself.
Yeah, how much are those again?
5
5
silver.
silver piece per
4.
ration. 5.
5. Right.
Yeah, so you stop by the like general goods store and pick up a few rations after getting out of jail. Eventually, the rest of you guys see Man in Return with the little bodied tin and green bottle.
The fool got himself caught pickpocketing.
It was more like a setup. I was supposed to be there anyway.
Do you want to pickpocket the other 2 people you wanted to, or that you spotted?
Nah,
No?
we are gonna go some more. Nah. Maybe next time when we're back here, I will
Just get
remember their
repeatedly
faces.
arrested.
They see you come into town and they're like, just get in there, just get behind bars.
Hey, they are
free
red
rent.
sworn. They understand.
I think these guys operate under the 3 strikes law.
They just
don't-
like put you on a stick and flay you.
Uh,
All right, so you guys start heading towards Haystack Hall. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So somebody roll a d20 as there is like a square of space there. It's
I
a
will
short,
do it. Oh.
short, sort of
11.
yeah. So there's like a short road that basically there's like a chance you could encounter something on, even though it is like between 2 cities. You are kind of out in the sort of the boonies.
Stealth again anyway.
And after about a day of travel, you guys find yourself in Haystack Hall. And you immediately see why it gets its name, as it's literally just a number of halls and an insane amount of hay. And most of the lands in between Bronze Gate and Haystack Hall and around Haystack Hall, they literally just grow like alfalfa and, basically hay. And it all gets stacked up and kept at Haystack Hall. So it's literally just a town of hay. It's like a hub of hay, if you will.
It smells great though.
Yeah, it's a fairly lazy town. You don't really see a lot of people. There's like a few people working in the fields, but not a lot of hustle and bustle like Bronze Gate. Not a lot of travelers come through here, and you don't really see anybody as you approach.
I guess our horse loves it.
Yeah. Your horse
His name
can pretty much just bend down and eat anywhere it wants.
What was the name? Thrust?
Thrust Horsley.
Ah,
Did we pass a pleasure house on the way in, or is that like further out?
So there is a brothel on the outskirts of Bronze Gate, but you don't see anything that immediately strikes you as the same thing in Haystack Hall.
Mm-hmm.
it's probably a horse.
And you guys make your way into the city and you start passing across some of the buildings, and it's not long before a gentleman in red leather armor comes up to you seemingly out of nowhere, just sort of like appears around the corner of one of the buildings. And he just sort of like catches your eye. And as you see him, he points to a central large mansion off to your left and just sort of nods at it and then disappears back around a corner that he came from.
I want to learn how to do that.
Well, he walked around the corner. I think we can all do that.
Yeah, but if we go around the corner, then you don't see any sign of him, right?
Do you go like looking for him?
Yeah.
It's just like, peek around the corner and see where he went.
Make a survival check. I think it's survival to track, right?
It's amazing. He is amazing. There's no trace of him.
Do I see him?
Yeah, so far as both of you guys can tell, he disappeared around that corner.
Well, I guess you're right. It's magic. Probably blood magic.
Maybe we just head toward the place that he pointed at instead.
Let
Yeah,
me
let's
just
go
check
there.
one thing. I do the same as he did. Just point towards the mansion and walk around the corner. Nope.
No effect.
Nothing.
On to the mansion then.
Yep.
So you guys go and like knock at the door?
Yes.
All right, yeah, you go up and knock at the door, and it's answered by a gentleman, sort of older, well-dressed, and he looks you over and sort of nods expectantly, and then invites you all in.
And we say, "Have you accepted Jesus as your personal savior?" No.
Roll
You've accepted
initiative.
drowning as your personal savior.
Have you accepted drowning?
Yeah, and so the building that you're in is essentially like a fancy mansion, but it's like a really old school mansion. So it's pretty much just like one main central room, like a hall that has been like well decorated with the heads of many different, slain beasts. There's a really large hearth in the corner that's warming the place quite nicely. Just sort of like fine sort of accessories to the room, like nice furniture, and all the wood is, hand carved and really, elegant and exquisite. And in the main hall, you see an older gentleman who's like making himself a drink out of some strong liquor.
Hello.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm just pulling up my notes on this guy.
Taking a sip from your juice box. Yeah, I'm a war priest now.
I'm a shadow monk.
Don't you pick your war priest like at first level anyway?
Yeah, but I couldn't really do any war priesty good things with it yet.
Oh, what?
And
I'm
I
a
get
druid.
to attack as a bonus action up to the number of times of amount of wisdom I have per long sleep.
If you're a war priest, couldn't you at any point use the guided strike?
That's
to
the
get-
other thing I get now, yeah.
All right. Well, I can't find my notes on this guy in particular, but basically he's like an older man with gray hair. He wears like robes, and he has a like large staff that's made out of glass.
Nice.
The robes that he wears are like dark crimson red. He looks up and says, "Ah, I've been expecting you."
Sean Connery.
Great. And here we are.
Well, I presume that you didn't have any troubles with the tasks you were given.
I believe we didn't have that much trouble, yes?
No.
No, it went pretty smoothly.
Very good. I have an additional task that we require of you.
Will you break the bond then?
Probably not until we perform the task, at least.
We have many tasks planned for you. I believe you can be quite helpful to us.
Can I roll his history check on him to see if he's noteworthy guy?
Sure. Are you proficient in
No.
history? I mean, you've heard the occasional tale about, the occasional, like fancy magic user who would fit this description, but you can't really say
Okay.
if it's this guy. But you do get the sense, sort of just from what he's wearing and the staff that he's carrying, like he fits the description of a number of wizards from history's past.
Okay.
I think you'll grow to appreciate our organization. We provide much help for the local townships. And to that end, we've been trying to rid ourselves of these nasty goblins that keep attacking.
Oh yes, as we came into Bronzegate, we saw a goblin attack, in fact. And it was already swiftly dealt with before we reached the town. I was impressed.
And there you
As
have
we
it.
all are.
And yet our tactics don't seem to be able to stay these attacks with any frequency, or reduction thereof, and people are still dying. We believe this is because the goblins are not under their usual sort of leadership, if you will, but rather are taking instructions from an outside source.
Something other than a goblin?
You're very bright.
They're working together with someone or something, and that's
bigger
worrying.
goblin?
We believe we found this source, but our attempts to eliminate it have been unsuccessful. I believe that your group may possess skills that our organization lacks, a sort of finesse that we can't quite bring to the battlefield.
I'm flattered.
I look like I doubt what he's saying is true, but
I'm
continue.
confused.
I do crush things well with my hammer.
I've determined that the source of our trouble are what I would call a hag, or rather a coven of hags. 3 of them, I believe. Now, I expect that 3 hags in a coven would kill you all. But I do believe that if you are to ambush one of them by themselves, you would have success. Listen to me carefully, as I'm going to instruct you on how to not die. You will track down the location of these creatures, but not enter their lair. You will then wait until you can see all of them. Once you can see all of them, you will watch until one of them goes off. If this never happens, you never attack. One of them goes off and you follow it until it is totally isolated. Then you attack. You kill, you cut off its head, you bring me its head, and we find you another task.
Well, hopefully things come to pass the way you've described it, and hopefully we
Yeah.
don't just stick together for weeks and weeks on end.
Can even we really want to help, like, do this successfully, and one of the problems that I think we all have is that we might be short with gold and silver pieces to carry that long task. So is there any way for you to procure some amount of gold or silver piece to do this task successfully?
Return with the hag's head, and you'll be justly rewarded.
Cecilia says, Tinnen, are you low on supplies? Rations, perhaps? Is that what you're worried about?
It's more that I don't know how long we're gonna wait.
Yeah, I mean, I assume we essentially, like, make camp, and we'll be camping for a long period of time.
I can
Are there,
hunt.
are there things that you
it's
need?
Fine.
Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm on a diet, sadly.
Yes. Something strong.
Yeah, so he just reaches over and grabs like a decanter that he'd been pouring his own liquor from and pours some into a glass that's sitting next to it, hands it to you, Barrick.
Yeah, I drink it.
It's fine whiskey.
Ah. You wouldn't have any more to bring on the trip, would you?
Sorry, friend. It's
We
my
need
own
you
private
sober,
reserve.
Beric.
All right, next time then.
Oh, feel free to stay the night, rest well. Be on your way on the morrow.
Just a brief question. If we're out there for days and days, and we never see the hags separate or something, at what point do we give up and turn back?
Give it no more than a fortnight.
Okay. Then I would
I
like...
believe you'll have success.
Is there a general store in this area? Or is it just hay?
I believe there is a store that sells provisions.
Thank
Yes.
you. I'll make sure I have at least a fortnight's worth.
Of course. And the whole time that he's been talking to you, it almost looks like he's having another conversation in his head. Like he seems extremely distracted by something.
Weird.
He's almost talking to himself under his own breath in between, like, pauses when he's talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you go to say something back and it's almost like at the same time he's listening to you, he's like talking to himself.
What a weird guy.
He's rather strange. Well, if there's nothing else, I have matters to attend to.
Thank you very much. What do we call you?
Everyone calls me Glassstaff, and he clinks his staff on the ground.
Very well,
Fitting.
Glassstaff.
Is it like empty, like, hollow, and the end of it is like a little bowl? Is it like a really, really long, like, pipe?
That's why he talks that way. It's actually a 6-foot bong. Yeah. You can hold like 3 lungfuls in the stem. Watch me cast stinking cloud.
Would that be stinging or just weed, like cloud of weed?
Weed cloud. Roll a con save.
Cecilia's going to ask the party. We won't really need Thrust to accompany us when we go on our stakeout. I wouldn't want anything to happen to him. Maybe it's better if we just have him stabled here.
Horses do make a lot of noise.
That too.
Well, the question is, where is the coven located?
Well, I mean, even when we get there, we're going to probably be there for quite some time.
Is it? What's the name of the fucking woods? Kingswood?
Yeah, the Kingswood. And the guy who like escorts you back out of the place, like before you leave, he gives you some directions that should be easy enough to follow. It's not like they're not perfect directions, like they're not GPS coordinates, but they're pretty accurate. You'd have a pretty hard time missing them if what he says about the area and the swamps are true.
So it's like turn left at the petrified dudes.
Yeah, it's more like head, west into the Kingswood, at least as north as Haystack Hall, and then when you hit the ground turns to a muddy slop, turn north, halfway to north, so you're going directly northwest, and then when you actually hit the swamp, there's like a fairly easy to follow topography of trees, and he tells you how to follow the trees basically to the area that you're looking for. And apparently there's sort of like a grove of trees that ends, and inside of that empty area inside of the grove is the actual lair of the hags.
Is it a small hut?
Precisely.
Well then.
Okay,
So yeah, first we need to travel to Fellwood, leave the horses in Fellwood, and then proceed by foot.
I get some more rations because I doubt it will be enough what I have right now.
So we're going to Fellwood first, and then going into the woods.
Which is Bronzegate.
Or we can just go to Bronzegate, leave the horses there.
I guess I was just not really clear on the directions or something.
I mean, yeah, Bronzegate and then go to the wood seems better.
Okay, yeah, that's fine then.
Yeah, from what you guys can tell, the witch's hut is somewhere around like this area.
Well, I mean, we could just head straight in from Haystack Hall, just walk to the side of the woods and then walk in from there. If that's something we can do.
Technically, yeah.
But from Haystack is 3 days, while Bronzegate is 2. Or, hexes.
Okay.
So where are you heading?
Bronze Gate, and then leave the horses there, and then Kingswood.